San Francisco punk band Green Day have got to number 35 off the back of one huge album. American Idiot is the closest thing America's got to an anti-war album. But 10 years ago, there was nothing to make you think that Green Day could be anything but a pop rock band with a punk attitude.
It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just up?
They were a band who was singing songs about being lazy and sitting around getting stoned all day.
When I was playing my first band when I was 13, we'd listen to the album, like, all the time.
You would have bet your house on Green Day being a one-hit wonder. You know, three Americans with multicoloured hair leaping around singing songs about wanking.
It was the second album I ever produced, and that was Dookie. And I'm still shocked to this day that our sales were about 15 million.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps.
But at the beginning of the millennium, Dookie's celebrations were over. In late 2001, the record company released the traditional tombstone for any band, the greatest hits album.
I hope you had the time of your life.
When Green Day released their greatest hits, a lot of people possibly took it as a sign that the record company were kind of realising that that little cash cow might be on the way out.
Just as it seemed to be all over for Green Day, they regrouped, looked at their roots, and for a band heading into their 30s, acted their age.
Billy Joe and the guys on purpose set out to write a record that took some of the really great elements of what punk rock is all about and put them back into a punk rock record. And, you know, there were some obvious targets in terms of what was going on in both American and world politics.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Don't want to be an American idiot.
Who would have thought that it would have been these silly punks who became the new Bruce Springsteen, who were sensible, who articulated the American feeling of hurt, of betrayal, and the anti-war movement.
I think American Idiot is just solely about George Bush. I think this is more a record about, think about what you're being fed and think about the implications of what the leaders are doing, but think about it as it applies to you and what you're going to do about it.
They're like the Clash. They're using their might politically for good causes. If you know what you're talking about and you think you can make a difference, then absolutely you should do it.
They did it in such a deep way that it was as if they were another, better, different band. It's an absolutely remarkable renaissance, and I can't think of an artistic renaissance to have matched it.
American Idiot was sort of a whole new, let's take on the planet sort of vibe. You should do it at least once in your lifetime.